Hey guys, welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today is another video about ANIIOKI A8, and today we're gonna talk about common issue play on that bearing. So how to fix it, and actually I would start from correct assembly. So I would like to start just right from the beginning. So once you receive your bike, it just came on that condition. So you have bottom crown, top crown, two spacers and your cup. So what you need to do first you need to make sure your bottom crown is tight. So check these two Allen bolts, and all you need is two bolts. One is 6 mil, one is 5 mil, I believe. So check crown from both sides, 4 bolts, 2 here, 2 from another side. After that, what you need to do, you need to open that cap, remove spacers, do not miss anything. After that, you need to lose this bolt and do these two bolts. Lose. After that, remove whole crown. Remove crown. And check bearing here. So here how it looks inside. So and inside you have some special spacer that looks like this. So what it does, the bearing just sits, this small lip sits between bearing and your fork shaft, because diameter on the bearing 30 millimeters and shaft itself 28 millimeters on top bearing. The bottom one is diameter is correct, it sits there properly, and the top one is little bit like we have gap. That's why we have kind of play here, as you can even probably see. Anyway, make sure this spacer installed properly, and it should sit between bearing and your shaft. And once it's everything gonna be installed correctly, this bearing gonna sit on the right position itself, no problem. So after, on top is going to be dust cap. After, on top, you put your crown, maximum down. So do not tight anything for now. Now time for two spacers. Spacer 1, spacer 2. Make sure you put two spacers between handlebar and top crown. Why? Because if not, the handlebar can touch these adjusters. Now put your handlebar. Just wiggle it a little and put your top cap. Put your top cap. Since it's here, top cap, we just standing on top of the bike. Just like this. I hope it's visible. If your handlebar is going just a little bit, just like this, if your handlebar going just like this, or it's not really straight, don't worry about it for now. So all we need to do now is tight our bolt. But again, make sure your two spacers on the right position under handlebar, both of them, because on this situation when both spacers under, we still have kind of gap here, like more than 1/4 inch or more than half centimeters between top of the handlebar and ours fork tube. So in that case, when we tied that cap, we have enough gap to tighten it and to push our tube up. So tight. Do not over tight it right away, because we need to make sure our spacers on the bearing sits properly. So what we need to do, tight it a little, grab your front brake, hold front brake, and try to roll bike front and back, just like this, just like squeeze fork a little bit. So after that, tight again. Yeah, now it sits. I can feel how it's going. And if I'm gonna put my finger here, I can even feel how that red cover from like bearing, dust cover, it's going down, because it's compressed. And make sure all these bolts is off, loose. That's kind of tight, so now wiggle again. Okay, so why we need to wiggle it? Because we have to make sure our aluminum spacer, what's going between a bearing and our post, going on own seat position, so it's not gonna be stuck between bearing and post on a wrong position, so it's not gonna be damaged, because it's very important. It sits equal, and it just like save that gap, so it's not gonna be play in a fork. We can even put finger like here between frame and red cap and play, and even now I feel like it's already no play since I tied this part. Okay, this part is tight now. Again, like I said, I don't care now about handlebar position, if it's straight or not. I'm not worried about this at all for now. So since it's tight, and I feel it's tight, I just tied that bolt first. So I'm tightening this bolt, the center bolt. After I'm tightening, make sure like wiggle this crown, it sits properly, and I'm tightening these two bolts. So central bolt actually give you not move on a central post, and these two bolts just holds a fork left and right. And this one. And this one. Okay, this tight, this tight. Good. Since these three bolts tight, I can lose my bolt with cap and put my handlebar on a correct position. And now I don't really need to tighten this one first, but what I usually do, not really tight, I just have to catch a little bit. And after that, tighten these two bolts, and it's gonna be not very, do not over tighten it, because it's very easy to break threads in, because that's aluminum, so threads is very weak, I would say. So just tighten it, that's common sense. Don't have to be over tight. Okay, since it's tight, sit on bike, under load, make correct position for your handlebar, what you want to see, and tighten it properly. One by one. Do not tighten one fully and keep loose another one. No, it should be tight one by one, so it should be tight equally. That's it. And now holding front brake. Don't be confused, my front brake on right side, because I just swap it. But anyway, and now just wiggle it, jump on fork, put fingers here, and you're not gonna see any play. So now it's nice and smooth. That's it. Simple as that. So now, as you can see, we don't have any gap between cap, dust cover and frame itself. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was useful. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.